So the other day I polled my Instagram followers on what they would like to see more of here on this YouTube channel. Because Instagram is great, TikTok is great, all those other platforms are great, but they're all short form content. So I can, throw up a bit of hacks, start things a few different ways. I can show how to wear the things we already have in our wardrobes a lot more, but I can't really go in on the deep on my different tools and concepts I have used when I've taken myself from, a terrible trend hunting shopaholic into curating my own timeless sustainable capsule wardrobes. I can give little snippets, but I can't actually go in kind of deeper into the subject. And that is why I now have this YouTube channel. So I polled and asked, what is your kind of biggest issue? What can I help you with? And most of the people answered, I don't know my personal style. How do I figure out my personal style? And that is such a good question. And it's a question that I think a lot of us don't even think about before we start this journey. I think what we need to start thinking about is, what is personal style? So funnily enough, personal style is something we're actually born with. It's actually growing up, and it's the environment and the society and how we're influenced by so many different places that muddles what we feel. It's like intuition. Personal style is like fashion intuition. Because of the way fashion works and the way we kind of consume and the way we dress ourselves and trends, we actually lose touch with this intuition very quickly. So then what we have to do is kind of back engineer and go backwards and try to find this again. And what I'm going to do today is give you 5 steps to get back in touch with your own intuition and your own personal style, and then I'm going to give you a really quick little hack to just start you on the way and give you a little bit of an idea of what your personal style might be. So the first thing I want to talk about is super important, something I talk about over and over again, and this is going to be the biggest change for you if you are struggling with your personal style, and that is to stop following trends. And I know it's tricky because trends are like a crutch. It's a bit like, well, I don't know what to wear. I don't have a personal style myself. So I'm going to look at what's trendy. I'm going to wear that. And people are going to think that, I'm in, I understand what I'm doing. I'm good with fashion. The problem is that trends are there for consumption. Trends are not there for you to kind of figure out what you want to wear. Basically, what you're doing when you're following a trend is that you're jumping on to someone else's kind of idea or what you should be wearing for a short amount of time. Then when people are starting catching on, that trend will then change. And this is all about consumption. It's all about making us buy more, because as soon as we buy something, we wear it a couple of times, then that trend is out. That means that we have to throw that to the back of the wardrobe and then go and buy something new that will be in trend. So we will still feel like, oh, we know how to dress, we're cool and trendy, we get compliments from our friends. But if you noticed that the most stylish people in the world, probably the most stylish people you know, are not the trendiest. Have a look around, have a little think about people that you find truly stylish and look at what they're wearing. Are they wearing trends? I'll be very surprised if they are. Because trends are a way of giving you a style. It is lazy. It's really lazy to follow trends, and it's so expensive. And it's basically what fast fashion is built on. It's built on our desire to want to keep up. It's built on FOMO, a fear of being left behind. So I call it the trend carousel, because once you're on it, it's so hard to get off, because you're having to consume, and you get almost anxiety that, oh my goodness, am I wearing something now that's out of trend? Am I wearing something now that's not in anymore? The question shouldn't be that. The question should be, am I wearing something I actually feel good in? Am I wearing something that actually suits me? Am I wearing something that I would want to wear again? A lot of times. Where am I spending my money? There's just so much to it. There's so many reasons why trends are bad for us. I'm not going to say that like Fashion Week or any of these things, all the new seasons are a bad thing. They are great for inspiration, but it's in no way a rule book of what you should be wearing. So the first thing I want you to do is to give up trends. Stop looking. Actually take like a detox from anything to do with trends, from any looking at what the trendy influencers are wearing. If you have to skip magazines, do it. Take even if it's just a week or two off, to just try to get back in contact with what your style is. Like, where's your baseline? Without all this extra fluff that you're chasing, where is your baseline on your personal style? So that's step one. I want you to skip out on trends, at least for a bit, so that you can kind of come back to normal and go, okay, trends out of my head, I'm not being influenced, what do I do now? So then step number two, this is also a big one, because we lean on other people very often when it comes to fashion choices. And we also forget that it's not about people watching us and liking what we wear, it's about us feeling good in what we wear. And if you always go shopping with your mom, your best friend, you're listening to fashion experts that are saying do's and don'ts. I hate do's and don'ts. As soon as I see like a do's and don'ts on Instagram, I just go like, oh God, that is a personal style killer. There are no rules in fashion. There is no rules to how you are meant to dress. Who would have come up with such a rule book? I want you to stop listening to do's and don'ts, reading magazines with do's and don'ts, following influencers that tell you what not to wear. I've seen so many stupid things that people could take on, and that would just completely eradicate a whole kind of set of their own personal style just because they listened to someone who, by some reason, they thought would know that better than themselves. Stop shopping with friends. Stop listening to what people tell you to buy and start doing this all on your own instead. And I know it's a lot harder because all of a sudden you're on your own and there's no one else to kind of tell you what you should be wearing or what you look good in. But the great thing about that is that that means that you have to do it yourself. So this is not going to be easy. It is hard work, but everything that's worth doing is going to be hard. And once you figured out your personal style, you won't lose it. So you're going to benefit from this for the rest of your life. So the third thing I don't know why I can't say thing today. This brings us into the third step. And what I want you to do is I want you to go out and go to a lot of shops. And I want these shops to be your dream shops. Fine. You might not have to go like high-end designer. If you look at yourself in 5 years' time, who would you want to be? What do you want to wear? Maybe high quality, luxury. Put yourself in that position where you're like, oh, if I could do my dream wardrobe, where would I go? I would say to visit at least 5 shops. And in these 5 shops, I want you to try on at least 3 outfits. I don't want you to buy anything. This is not about shopping. This is about figuring out what you like wearing. About figuring out what fabrics you like on your skin. Figuring out the cuts you think are flattering on your body. The colours that you like. The textures. It's about putting something on and really feeling, how does this make me feel? Do I feel good wearing this, or does it feel a bit off? And anytime you feel good in something, I want you to take a photo of it. So if you pop together an outfit, you're standing in the changing room, actually, you know what, this feels really me. Take a photo of it. Leave it all. This is not a buying exercise, and then go to the next shop and do the same thing. And in the end, I'm hoping you're gonna have a few photos of outfits that you feel really beautiful and confident in, with items that you go, yeah, you know what, I would invest in this. This is beautiful pieces. I like the colors. I like the fits. And not only is this great for you to be able to look back on, but it's also the whole exercise of actually listening inwards instead of outwards is huge. So the second part of step 3 is to go back home. And I want you to do the same thing in your own wardrobe. So I want you to pick out at least 3 outfits from your wardrobe that you feel great in. You're gonna have to try on quite a few, but I want you in the end to end up with 3 that you're gonna take photos of. So that you know that there's at least 3 outfits in your wardrobe that's 100% your personal style. Doing this is gonna change your entire view of how you think about clothes and dressing yourself. So step number 4 is something else I talk a lot about, and I call it my big purge. And it's basically a huge wardrobe clean out. I'm going to be doing one here on YouTube soon. I haven't decided if I should do it in my own wardrobe because I actually don't have that much left, or if I should try to rope in one of my friends and do their wardrobes, because that could be kind of fun too. But I'm going to show you in detail how to do one of these later. The benefit of a big clear out is that you have to act on instinct. The way I do it, you go fast. It's a yes, it's a no. You don't love the item, it goes. You are ruthless. And what happens is that your intuition get such a kickstart. You start straight away recognizing what pieces are me, which pieces are not me. So I find with everyone I've done a big purge with, right at the start, it's slow, it's hard, but towards the end, they are racing through it. And they're always so surprised at how easy it is to let go of items in the end. And I've also had people calling me after saying, I got rid of more. It felt so good. So I went back into it again and got rid of like 25% more of my wardrobe because I wasn't ruthless enough the first time. And the great thing with this is you're left with the core of your wardrobe. And the core of the wardrobe is the items that you're going to love the most, which means that that's the start of your own capsule wardrobe and it's the essence of your own personal style. Then my step number 5 is actually how to kind of keep up with your personal style, specifically during seasons. And this is just a little trick. So you can see behind me here, I have a rail, quite a small one, fits about 6 to 8 pieces. This is what I call my seasonal rail. So what I do every couple of months is that I clear out the rail and I go in my wardrobe and I pick out 6 to 8 items that I know I want to define my style in the next month or so. I hang them up so they're fully visible, and that is going to be the core of my wardrobe for the next month. It's such a great way of, 1, not forgetting your favorite items, 2, keeping yourself kind of on track with your own personal style, 3, just to kind of kickstart a bit of inspiration those days where you're not really feeling it. To have a seasonal rail is such a little hack to just keep on reminding yourself of who you are, what your personal style is, and how you want to be dressed. So if you do these 5 steps, you're going to start realize a lot about yourself, about your fashion, how you like to dress, and your personal style. And once you understand your personal style, shopping will become so much easier. You'll be able to let go of trends. You'll be able to let go of fast fashion. You will be one of these people that are just looking effortlessly stylish all the time because you're wearing pieces that you truly love. You feel amazing. You know the difference between wearing an outfit you feel amazing in and then you walk out and you feel a bit iffy or a little bit off. I've definitely been in that situation where I had something trendy on and I walked out and it just didn't feel like me and I didn't have a good night. If you want to get a little taster of your own personal style, I have a little quick hack and I am going to show you that right now. So this is a quick little easy way of getting a little bit of an idea of our personal style. So I want you to go in your wardrobe and pick out 5 to 6 items that you truly love. The items that you always feel amazing wearing. And I want you to put them on your bed, as I have done with mine here. And then the next step is that I want us to analyze them. So we're going to start with color. And as we can see, my palette is pretty easy. It is creams and beiges and grays. I have not always been a neutral girl, but when I started my journey, I quite quickly figured out that neutrals are definitely the palette that I'm the most comfortable in. So the second thing we're going to look at is textures. So I am a big fan of textures, like this beautiful Frances Stories cashmere cardigan. Love a bit of cashmere. I love the wooden button. I also love when I get to mix textures. So, you know, like a rougher knit cardigan against something silky or against leather. I just think textures makes such a difference to an outfit. I'm also a huge fan of silks. It's very sustainable. It feels amazing on the skin. Leather, same thing there. Sustainable, will last you forever. We got a linen blazer from Myla Stockholm. We got vintage Levi's jeans. And then we got a lovely wool cream Reese coat. And as you can see, it's quite a texture mix, and that really speaks quite a lot about my personal style because I love going for tone in tone, but I want the textures to be different, so it creates a bit of an interest in the outfit. The second thing we're going to do is look at style. If you look at my little flat lay here, you can see that my style is quite clean cut, but also quite elegant. I don't like patterns or frills, so I'm Swedish, so I also kind of like the whole slightly more relaxed Scandi vibe as well. So I think looking at me, I would say that I'm Scandi chic elegant. I definitely think you should do all the 5 steps, but start off with this little quick one. It is actually really interesting what you might figure out about yourself once you start digging a little bit. So if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the rest. And also I would love for you to share your experiences, especially with this last little hack, in the comments. and see how you got on and if you figured something out that you didn't really expect.
So, we've got Tess here. She's making me a lovely seafood meal.
It's my dad's prawn pasta. It's amazing. Hopefully I can make it justice. So we are done with the prawns, we're done with sauce.
Smells lovely. What are we doing here?
That's the wine for the chef.
The chef?
You always need wine for the chef.
You've got to taste it before you put it in.
Yep. Actually, we ended up using a little bit of a dessert wine without thinking about it. It's like, I think it's Riesling, so I didn't realise it was Riesling. Now I know it's Riesling. So it's a little bit sweet. But actually, I think it worked quite well.
Well, for me, I don't really drink red wine. White wine, and I quite like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, looking forward to the end result of the old seafood pasta.
So I cook, and this one gets washed up, and it's extra fun now because my dishwasher is broken at the moment.
Come round, she said. I'll cook you a food, she said. But you'll have to do the dishes. Wash things like a plant pot.
That's not a plant pot, that's a bowl.
It literally, it's too thick to be a bowl. That is a plant pot.
That's not a plant pot.
What's this?
That's a plant pot.
That's like the same thing.
That is not a plant pot. And you should also know that my curling wand, it's not a heat stick.
Curling wand?
It's called a curling wand.
Is it a stick?
Yeah.
Does it get hot?
Yeah.
So it's a heat stick.
It's a heat stick. Well, in that case, then a motorhome is a house car.
No.
It's definitely a house car.
Definitely
Is it a house that is a car?
It's not a house though.
It is a house.
No, it's not.
It's like a tiny house.
It's
On
not
wheels.
a house, though, is it?
It's a house car.
No.
So what's a motorhome then?
Huh?
What's a motorhome then?
It's a motor that you class as like a home.
Just like
It's
a house
not a
car.
house.
It's like a car that's a house.
The thing is, you can have homes that aren't houses. You can't have a house that isn't a home.
Oh, technicalities.
There we go.
So we're in a happy place. We are down in the Devon house this weekend, and Warren and Ace are crabbing. They're looking for crabs and lobsters. I am not holding my hopes too high for a lobster dinner, but you never know. You're quite nimble, aren't you, Olive? You're getting on quite well. Come on, Olive. Show us your mountain goat technique.
Say shriek.
Technique?
Oh, you said shriek.
What would a mountain goat shriek sound like? Go on, show me, tell me. I want to hear a mountain goat shriek. You can't get out of it now. I'm not sure if she's like actually thriving or just surviving in this area, but I would like to think that she's a good little beach dog. Oh. Ace is in a wetsuit. We bought him little surfer wetsuit shoes as well, and so he's fully kitted. It is quite cold, but I do think the wetsuit makes a big difference. I do have a really warm and snug overall for him after.
Too deep.
Olive does not like water. Oh, he's struggling now, also. It's coming! The tide is coming! Whoa! Watch out! Up on the rock! You have to watch out, Olive. Look, you're surrounded, Ace. What? You're surrounded.
Why not? I saved Olive.
You did save Olive. She would be bobbing out to sea. This place is just so photogenic. It's ridiculous. I said in the summer I'm definitely trying surfing here. So I've only surfed in the Caribbean before. I never surfed in England. Come on, Olive. Come on. This way. What are we about to do? We're about to do another run down there.
Okay.
Need to catch my breath. Okay?
Ready?
Are you ready, Olive? You ready, Izzy? Ready, steady, go!